Alrighty, so welcome to the Sunday night stream. I'm your host, Parflunner39. Today I'll be streaming Killing Floor 1 and 3. It's been a while, hasn't it? According to my last upload, it's only been a week. For some reason it feels longer. No matter, I'm here. And, yeah, so may as well kick off with a bit of an intermission, so to speak. Ease my way back into the graces of Arcanum, in which slowly but surely I'll lose my mind in just how technically broken it is. Don't try and explain otherwise, because I've legitimately tried to pull every black magic trick I've known, and it's just gonna be a pain in the ass to do so. So yeah. Give me a sec. What the fuck is mouse smoothing on? Why? Let's see. It's because this value is here? Well, I don't want it. Alright, anyway. So here we are. Killing Floor 1. Starting off simple, relatively speaking, so to speak. The game that is known for killing zombies, and that's really about it. I honestly don't know why Killing Floor 1 is so popular. That's not to say, you know, I don't understand why it's, I don't understand why it got up to the number 3, but I'm trying to think off the top of my head. I came off, what was it, like the back end of the zombie games craze. I think this was around the time where Left 4 Dead was also popular too as well, wasn't it? So I think out of the two games, or out of the games that were out there, between Left 4 Dead and Killing Floor, I think Killing Floor was favored more because of the gunplay, whilst Left 4 Dead was generally favored because of everything else. Alright, playing as Foster, playing Commando, because why not? Oh, look at that, Foster's got different gloves. That's actually nice. Maybe that's why he was popular. He was a DLC character with different hands, instead of the atypical gloveless, fingerless gloves. Anyway, here he is, in all his... This is before he got any, like, real personality.
You can hurt someone if he ain't careful.
Yeah, this is before Foster... Let me see if I can boost the audio, because I'm not sure if it's my audio or... There we go. There we go. There we go. That was a little bit more, I think. Okay, yeah. So this is Killing Floor 1 before everything
Shop is
got
open, boys.
changed.
Come get me.
Different. I'm kind of sort of going back to playing this and playing Killing Floor 3 because I actually picked it up a good chunk a while ago, and I wanted to see how did it fare. How do people like it compared to what we have now, I guess. Give myself the worst gun ever to exist in real life. The L82. I think this is the A1 version, because A2 didn't come out until like... I'm trying to think, I think it was like... friggin', what was it? It was in the 2010s, close to it at least. The A1 version, in case people don't remember it, likely because I've talked about it before a little bit lately, but from what I understand, it had like a few issues. feeding issue, as well as feeding issue, gummy trigger, and just, what was it? Jammed and misfired, I think. Although I think jamming is the more common one. It was a bitch and a half when it first came out, and it was not fun. It wasn't until the second version, A2, I think.
That's some good
Again,
stuff,
I'm
our
not familiar
soldier.
with British weapons.
Put it to
I
good
wanted
use.
to thought about this weapon specifically. That the issues were fully resolved. And that was because they outsourced it.
I always hate bloody spiders.
And that was because they outsourced work to HK.
Quick!
Lots of lovely guns. Just waiting for you.
Yeah, they outsourced the work out to H&K, and that's why the A2 is more favored. Nobody remembers the first iteration of the M16 and the M4, to be honest. Well, actually, no, the M16 and M4 is technically the same weapon. You get what I'm trying to say. The I can't remember it. During Nam,
The shop is open, boys.
during Vietnam,
Come
what was it
get
called?
me.
The XME-16. It was sent out to Vietnam and had a shitload of issues. Specifically, what was it? It just did not hold up well in jungle environment. I think it shared like the same issues as well of the what was it? Yeah, the L82. Although I'm trying to I'm really trying to stretch my head because I'm pulling gun trivia straight from my head right now. Although I'm trying to remember, yeah, the L8. Oh yeah, no, it did not hold up well in jungle environment. That's I think the primary issue it had. It jammed, it overheated a lot, and it was just a right mess. Also, I think it was like this was around the time where America adopted 5.56 as well. Oh man, when did they? I know that they tried to swap out for .308 Winchester, which is why the FM Fall is chambered in 7.62 by 51, same as the what was it, the M1 Garand, I think.
They're coming.
Again, I
I'm
could be
gone.
caliber. It's been a while since I've looked into the older guns. But yeah.
Forget about me, boys. Try me.
It's funny to think the fact that the FM Fall is known as this failure of a weapon, despite the fact
Lots of
that
lovely
despite
guns.
the nomenclature
Just
of the United
waiting
States
for you.
is probably accurate, given the fact that it was adopted by a large majority of NATO countries.
The shop is open, boys.
Shit, even now I
Come
think it's
get
still
me.
technically adopted by some armies, although they're technically classified as third world countries right now. Yeah, they're technically classified as third world countries by that standard because they were holdovers from the Cold War.
You ain't got the money for that one, babe.
I want the, no, actually, I wanted to get it because of the Scarface thing, to be honest, but at the same time, do I really want to? The answer is, Unilaterally, yes. What is more cooler than having an M203 grenade launcher strapped to an M4? Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that. That is just beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Nothing beats an M203 grenade launcher with an M4. To be honest, I have not used the grenade launcher component on this particular weapon. How does it work? Oh, like that. Okay. Just flailing on and pulling on my ass.
To go this time. Grab him while you can.
Alrighty. Grab him while we can, boys. That's what she said. Let's see, what do I want to pick up and take with me?
You'll need more money for that piece. Shame, darling. But even you can't carry that much.
I don't know what this thing does. So I actually had played Killing Floor 3. Yeah, no, I played Killing Floor 3 like a few days ago. I've been playing other games since. A lot of new stuff. Anyway, yeah. I played it. It's pretty good, I'd say. Some might disagree, and I think I saw a video or two that did say, it's like, Killing Floor 3, Killing Floor 3. Killing Floor 3 is not a Killing Floor game. Yes, sure, maybe. I don't know, it's really... I don't know, to be honest. I played Killing Floor 2 for a good chunk of while. I picked it up while it was in early access.
You'll pay for what you've done.
It's Papa Doctor Strange. Your squad survived, and that's just because I played on easy mode. And this is a 4-round match. It took like 20 years just to get by. Now let's see, how close am I to leveling up? 100 stalkers with assault rifle. God, at the rate I'm going at, this is gonna take forever. Let's play objective mode, shall we? Let's see. Got transit. Is that really about it? Is this really about it? This is fucking... Okay. Alright, now let's continue playing on beginner mode because I don't have any stats going in. So let's see. Let's play at the very least up to Freight Yard and Transit, shall we? Alright, Frosty on a rampage.
Don't just stand there. Get in here quick. Something's coming.
Alright, the murder games, huh?
Excuse me for not meeting you in person, but we've been invaded by horrible monsters. I'm Martel
Why is Colonel
Halliday, owner
Sanders
of this
talking to
yard.
me?
I've captured some of the creatures
No,
in
literally,
containers.
I think that's a photo,
My
at the very least
question is,
Photoshop
can you
version
beat
of
'em?
Colonel Sanders.
Let's find out.
Creepy crawlies. I suppose the little bastard jumped too.
So I played, as I mentioned, when you start off the game, you actually get like a quasi objective mode. And I do mean that genuinely because you don't have the option to skip it other than like that's it. Yeah, you don't really get the option of having a different, of like choosing your objective. Instead, you're pretty much like told to like go to this map, play around, and then afterwards you know, you do whatever the fuck you want, I guess. That's really the best way I could put it. You could just play other maps in general, but yeah, no, you can just play other maps in general. You just want to ignore the story. It's just like, oh yeah, you know, it's there if you want. You know, if you want the context of like what's going on in the world of Killing Floor 3. I can't say it's that interesting because, you know, Killing Floor 3 didn't really have much of a story in the first place, other than like Horazine did some terrible shit. There's now a biological contamination going on. You ever watch 28 Days Later?
All the containers where the red doors have stuff in them. Cut them open.
You ever watch
find
28
out
Days
where my
Later?
old
Pretty much the whole premise of that. Some jackass fucked around in the lab and said, hey, why don't we create zombies? That's exactly what happened. Shit, what? What is the... This is embarrassing. What is the welders thing? 5. Okay. There we go. If you get grappled just once, you're kind of fucked. See why? Playing this is certainly very, very. It's also. At that time, I'd be dead. In this game, I have a health bar. Oh, great, a yelling demon. Listen to that grindhouse music. Please tell me that's what I need. Oh, I need. That was a nice.
Great knife.
Alright, I got like.
I hear her, but where the hell is she? Time to kill the board. That is just rough. I'm not sure if my accuracy is actually affected by.
That is the very thing you need. You're almost out of here. Catch your breath now. You've earned it.
Catch your breath now. You earned it. You earned it, cousin. Let's see. Son of a bitch, I'm just short. Fuck. Damn it!
Not enough. You're joking, right? You're skint.
Alrighty, there we go.
This next part is easy as pie. Connect that remote and you can use the crane. Stand on the switch plate for down and step off up. Don't dawdle. That big light will draw attention.
Step here.
It's working. You're not as dumb as everybody says.
god, I got an achievement, guys. Attach the crane within a time frame. My goodness. So I was thinking about maybe like installing Killing Floor 2, but I just realized it's like fucking 98 gigs and I don't got that to spare. At least immediately off rip, because it takes like a shitload of time for it to install. Even more so, the worst part of it all is the fact that it takes an eternity just for me to actually get it running.
Guns don't grow on trees, sweetie.
How do you think
You'll
you're gonna
need more
carry
money
that
for
one?
that one.
I have no idea why, but for some ungodly reason, I freaking... Anytime I try and boot up Killing Floor 2, it takes like 20 years just to
Get move
run.
on. Those monsters are coming
That's
again.
kind of the fact
Leave
I
those big
didn't
fat
have
ones
it,
up onto this machine. I don't care what you do with the rest of them.
But yeah, that's accounting for the fact that I have it on a solid-state drive. This is my rifle. There are many like it. Any chance that Colonel Sanders can spare some magazines?
I don't kiss dead tarts. Christ, she's ugly. For God's sake, don't let her scream.
forget the friends we made along the way. I wish I had something clever to say right now. I really don't. It's just me sitting around thumping my ass, twirling the bat just to walk into this vat of acid. I'm trying to think about what I want to talk about. I'm getting the blood flowing a little bit with the gap. I'm trying to think. Let's start off with something simple, right? Stop Killing Games has recently got over the signatures what they require, so that's pretty cool. Finally, now I can watch that freaking walking
My
die.
bio tanks are full. Excellent work, y'all.
Yeah, so Stop Killing Games got their maximum signatures they would require. Both the overtime and, you know, the stuff they were doing to have redundancy just in case those signatures were spoofed. So that's cool. Ubisoft is afraid, and a lot of, lobbyists are for some ungodly reason afraid of that. So, there's that. Doesn't hurt to have 2 high caliber weapons, does it? So yeah, so that's pretty much going on in the zeitgeist of what's happening, so to speak. It's pretty interesting, I'd say.
Fellas, the only way out of here is by
Wonder
boat
how-
like me. There are even boats out on the dock, but they have no fuel. You can win some in my little casino here, if you're lucky.
How do I toss cash again? I've literally not had to throw any cash at people because I play alone. I have no immediate friends I can play with. B for plus. Colonel make me play for fuel. Boy, look like US. Yes, I have to fight my way for oil. Stop Killing Games has actually got the signatures required. Now it's up to the EU. Trying to have that be like Why are they fighting so
I've been
hard
too easy
to...
on you, but no more. No, sir.
Why are they fighting so hard to allow consumers to keep what they purchase in the money, legal tender and all that, you know? It doesn't make sense. I think the obvious answer is likely just the fact that, you know, it hurts the sales of sequels, and yeah, that's the actual common argument I hear. It hurts the sales of sequels, and along with that, it also, what was it, make it impossible to maintain forever? But we're not asking to, you know, maintain it forever, but allow the preservation and, you know, playability of these games posthumously, of them being, you know, shut down, you know? Online games, you have private servers running up.
No more help. You're on your own now. Face whatever's in those crates or face my deck guns. It doesn't really matter. You can't win.
That's just laying about and causing delays. There he is. Man of the hour. Found the idea of just having a melee weapon out making you run faster a little ridiculous. I know it's a Counter-Strike thing, but why is it the fact that running with a knife makes you faster? Just the idea of just having a... It's just the idea of having the weapon not in your hand all of a sudden make you more nimble, and which I guess in theory that could work. At the same time, isn't it just the fact that you have now the gun clamoring around and clattering on your freaking body now? Yeah, the weapon is just like clattering around on your body still. It's not like it's any... Assuming it's on a sling, it's just banging against my leg. Assuming it's on my back, it's still clattering around on my back. So it's not really much of a difference in reality.
Stop wasting time. Come face my guns, you cur dog. I am gonna send you to hell.
You murdered my children.
Do me a bloody favour. You can go invisible.
Patriarch died. Alright, Halliday. This is for you not telling me the secrets to your chicken.
You're supposed to get in the boat. Wait, what have you done? You filthy subhuman piece of...
Oh my goodness. Halliday's gone on holiday. Let's play the finale of this. Transit, the canonical ending to Killing Floor. Alright, but yeah, Transit, the canonical ending to Killing Floor, from what I understand. Everything changes. As it was in the beginning, so it is at the end. The outbreak of blood members of the desperate state started in London. Returned to London and climbed get worse. You've got battling the lashing from the outbreak that's spreading across the continent. So you're telling me this entire time a British tycoon has just been going around the country, wrecking shit up. Well, I've heard stranger things happen before, so who knows. Bleeding hell, this is the last chance to stop the outbreak. Here's hoping that I can do it. John Killing Floor Foster. That is his God-given name.
Creepy crawlies. I suppose the little bastards jump too.
Time to buy the most British weapon possible with this gun. Yay. Alright. no idea what destroying all the DNA samples get me. Alrighty. I'm trying to think, what else is there that I can talk about off the top of my head? But yeah, what else is there I could talk about off the top of my head? Man, I was thinking about like a dozen topics. Oh, right, that's right. A while ago, I actually picked up on figuring out what's going on with the new Spider-Man
Who's there?
guy.
Look, I don't know how you got in here, but I'm Kevin Clamley's daughter, Rachel, and I'm on your side. My father fled on the train to Paris when he heard you coming, but he left behind an army of clones. I could use your help sabotaging this place before they get out. When I came to meet him, he was setting an explosive in a station to slow the authorities so he could escape. Maybe you could use it to blow the security doors.
At the very least, the spark was going in the new Spider-Man run. By God, I got a question. What the fuck is going on at Marvel? Who the hell decided to let this shit unfold the way it is, huh? I'm questioning every writer in that room. One is the fact that they brought back every version of the other characters involve me like just mauling all of a sudden, alright? So just bear with me for a moment. So the first thing that really irked me, that got me irked up, when it came to the, what was it, the Spider-Man, one of the Spider-Man with like Spider-Man meeting with the writers, he asked, why the fuck can I have a good life, man? Like, why is it that I have to suffer horribly every time? And the writer just straight up says, fuck you, that's why. It's not interesting, it's not good storytelling. It's like, what? It's like, what? You may you're telling me that a guy... You're telling me that a comic book character slash superhero can't have a healthy relationship and a family? Yeah, alright, sure. You know, let's just ignore the fact that Superman has been doing it for like a few decades now. Batman's unironically got a more stable relationship with Catwoman at this rate. Fucking... Fucking every DC character that is in a relationship has had their relationship more stable than Spider-Man. And you're telling me that they can't pull off the same fucking thing? Seriously? Ugh. And it's... And the kicker is the fact that it's pretty much like, what was it? The writer literally said, "You're canceled, Spider-Man." I was like, what? I'm trying to remember specifically because the context behind the why Spider-Man is circulate through the facility to overheat the reactor core. It's just because of the fact I think he attained like some cosmic level power. And he was able to see like roll between worlds and such.
Pour the nitroglycerin into the system.
Slow as
Let me
dirt.
open that security door for you.
But yeah, the entire way it was explained was in a metatextual context, where Spider-Man just ascended to what is effectively like Deadpool level. And that's how it happened. And this is, for lack of a better word of God and word of like the people at Marvel. It's pretty much saying to the people who are reading hey, yeah, you know, we hear you. Your complaints, your criticisms alike. But fuck you. Fuck you and fuck you what you want. This is my story. It's like, it's one... Oh, jeez. It's like, it's one thing if, like, you're George R.R. Martin, you know? It's one thing if you're, like, Tolkien, you know, you got your own world going on, all that jazz. But, I I have no idea who the current writer of Spider-Man is. And I don't really care because they're Marvel's like isn't like the collective collaborative work. And for some ungodly reason, one guy involved another one guy, fucking literally piss on the face of fans, and then afterwards spat in the mouths of it while their mouth was open and expect us to be happy. Seriously? Oh my god. Not George Lucas, man.
I've always wanted to say that.
You're not George Lucas, man. You have like full dictation of like the entire world and such, you know? You're just some guy that I don't know. Which, you know, one could say is like, fuck, why are you getting so mauling over a guy you don't know? Well, because with the character that I like, you know, has been around for like decades. It's like if Superman went through the same thing, or you know, Batman went through the same thing. It's not fun watching your favorite character just get, like, for lack of a better word, get degraded to the point of like, what the fuck is going on? Oh my god. But yeah, no, that's... fucking, there's that. And then there's also the fact that, I'm trying to remember, this one peeved me off even further. Not as much as the writer one, but it definitely peeved me off when it came to this, because... So they brought back Gwen Stacy. Right? Gwen Stacy, first love of Spider-Man, all that jazz, you know, all that bag of potato chips. They brought her back, and there's like 3 fucking versions of her right now. There's Gwen Stacy from the comics, from the OG days. Then there's Gwen Stacy from Spider-Gwen. But yeah, there's Gwen Stacy from Spider-Gwen, and then there's Gwen...
You need to overheat the generator and turbine. It's gonna take some time to heat them up, so watch your
Who
back.
needs as many Gwen Stacys? None of them are fucking related to what the character was anymore. Like, what the fuck? Yeah, it's like, what the fuck? Why the fuck are you having all this shit, like, go on? What's the point of it? It's like the same thing with, like, Miles Morales. Like, alright, sure, it's one thing to, you know, have him, you know, appear as, like, a multiversal crossover guy. But no, they just, like, all of a sudden have him freaking be part of the main team. Why? What purpose does that serve, right? Oh my god, it's just fucking exhausting. I'll say exhausting. I pretty much capped myself further right now because right now it's late. And right now I have another guy who's in another room. What the fuck are you yelling at me? So that's why I'm trying to... Someone...
Stock up while you can.
Yeah, oh my god, it's just fucking exhausting trying to keep up with the comics. Speaking of exhausting, I'm also kind of exhausted trying to keep up with the superhero movie as well right now, actually. And I talked to my old man about it, and he's of the same sentiment as well, where we're just like both kind of like tapped out a little bit as to like what the current
Suns don't grow on trees, sweetie. Suns don't grow on trees, You'll need more money for that one. You'll need more money for that one.
Time to activate my ultimate weeb mode. I bought this from Wish. Bargain of a sale, I do say so myself.
This is it. I'll open the door to the reactor room for you. Let's end this.
But yeah. Oh yeah, no, I've been trying to keep up with Marvel movies, and I've just not had the heart to
All
watch
the pieces in
more.
place.
After
Now,
watching
turn on the
Eternals,
reactor
it just
core,
kind
which
of sort
should
of
raise its
like
temperature
tapped me
enough
out
to
from
blow this
MCU.
place to hell.
And
Just
just like,
hold out for a few
really?
minutes, and then we're out of
I
here.
did watch Superman though. I loved watching Superman. It was great. It was actually, it was unironically refreshing to watch Superman. Just because of how simple the entire premise was. But yeah, unironically, when I watched Superman, it actually, after having like, for what is lack of better word, that's really the best way to put it. Because I was able to like watch a superhero movie before. It was like, whatever. I can get through it. But watching Superman, I was like legitimately engaged the entire way. With like the way how, with the way Superman's conflict was very easy to follow. Some people had some issues with the fact that, you know, the Justice Gang was there with Green Lantern and Hawkgirl and such. All these extra characters, but I kind of sort of feel like, for me at the very least specifically, I felt the way that they were utilized and implemented was a showing that despite Superman is not a... Superman is many things. As much as he can, but he is one thing.
Temperature
And
levels.
to be alone is not something that in fact, that's probably what the whole point of having the Justice Gang in there was for. Not only just to, you know, connect and build the world of, you know, the new DCU, DC Cinematic Universe, or whatever the fuck it's called, right? But just the fact that it showed that Superman is not alone. It's not, you know, him, Batman, you know, Wonder
He could
Woman.
hurt someone if
It's
he
like
hadn't been
they
there.
like, for example, you know, you have Green Lantern, and specifically Guy Gardner Green Lantern. You have Hawkman, you know, there. You have Mr. Fantastic, or, no, sorry, not Mr. Fantastic, Mr. Terrific. You have, you know, him there too. You know, it's great. It's very interesting to like see these, you know, in the grand scheme of the minor characters make an appearance, but in the context of the movie, they are pretty big names. So, yeah, that's really what makes it interesting to watch. It goes to show that, you know, like I said, Superman is, you know, a force to be reckoned with. He's powerful and strong in his own right, but while he has to save Metropolis, there's another problem. His home front does take precedence, so to speak. So that's where he
The core is getting pretty unstable. Hurry up and resupply before this place blows.
But yeah, you know, it's very... Just, like I said, just goes to show that Superman is not alone in his endeavor in protecting the world. He's not like the sole only superhero, and in fact, the fact that he reached out to the Justice Gang, despite their differences in, you know, approach, for example, you know, Justice Gang is more open and willing to killing, while Superman himself is more reserved in that effort, but, you know, is still open to that distinct possibilities like the ultimate final resort and such. You know, that type of thing is like kind of good characterization, I feel and say. You know? yeah, no, it's just
The core is at a critical
just a
temperature,
great watch.
but those security doors only open with my father's retinal scan.
watch.
Maybe an eye from one of his twisted clones will work.
I'll show you no mercy. I'll show you no mercy. Wanted to buy it.
Where are you going, Dr. Strange?
You're alive, but you still need to override that security door. Time is running out. Now's our chance to escape. My father already fled to Paris through the English Channel tunnel upstairs. We've got to stop him before the outbreak spreads farther. Good luck, and Godspeed.
Oh no, the traitor died! Oh, fuck. God damn it. Oh no, it's terrible. Yeah, we did it. We got to it in the end. Alright, that's the end of that, I suppose. Killing Floor 1, what can I say? It's definitely an interesting game, I'll say that much. Pain in the ass play as well, if I'm going to be honest as well. But I can definitely see why people enjoyed it. Gunplay wise, it was pretty good. It was also pretty atmospheric as well. Graphics for Killing Floor 1 have also unironically held up, mostly because of the mostly because of the art style that the game undoubtedly has and was given by the developers. So it is, despite fidelity-wise not holding up, stylistically, it is appreciated. So, now that I've glazed Killing Floor 1, let's play some Killing Floor 3. I'm not going to play Killing Floor 2, because if I try and run that, it's going to take like 20 years just for me to get past boot up. And it's like genuinely fucking 98 odd gigs. So it's just infeasible for me to run it right now, because I have like a dozen other games. And along with that, there's a lot of things that would be said about Killing Floor 2. And among them was, in terms of monetization, it was probably the worst Killing Floor. Which, up to this point, Killing Floor 1's DLCs have been like character packs, and sometimes kinda gun packs, although, the gun packs were a thing in Killing Floor 1. So yeah. But, now that we're here in Killing Floor 3, there's a lot of things that I would like to point out, both good and bad. So, obviously you could tell Killing Floor 3 is much less the grindhouse film the first two games were. Now it's opted to be a more industrial, kinda sorta clean sci-fi-ish game, taking place in the far future of year 2099. I think it's technically 2097. So it's pretty much up and out there a little bit. Let me make sure my settings are working properly. Cap, motion blur, yeah. Why is my VSync off every time? Like, what the fuck? Anyway, here we are, though. Welcome to the Nightfall base place. So let's go over the obvious stuff that's different. So currently, as it stands right now, the characters currently are all associated with like classes. So Foster by default is a commando. What's her name is by default a... Yeah, I don't know who this is. Is a firebug. Whoever this guy is an engineer. She's a marksman. He's a ninja, which is pretty cool. And he's the medic. Obviously, I'm going to play Foster because he's the most iconic out of all these characters. I probably would consider playing the ninja. So there's that. But yeah, everyone else is kind of negligible. To be fair, there's not really that many iconic characters in Killing Floor 1 and 2 other than just Foster and Masterson. In which, here's hoping they add Masterson in the future. That's something I genuinely hope they do add. You could argue also, like, you know, DJ Scully, but DJ Scully's coming later. So there's also that. You also have Police Constable Breyer. Yeah, it's really about it, actually. We could also, like, throw in Corporal Lewis, too, if you want, but I don't know if you really want to count him, too. So, yeah. So I'm going to play Commando, because it's the most straightforward out of all the classes. Alright, so, old Fosty on a rampage.
All hands to the VTOL. Let's move.
Alright, yeah, so instead of the traitor, we have Rhodes. And we have some British lady that sounds like Judi Dench. Just also, like, sounding constantly disappointed with us. So there's that. This game currently, this is my personal issue with Killing Floor 3. You can play this game offline, but progression is locked behind an online only model. So while you can play this game, you cannot progress further in this game, if you catch my drift a bit. But yeah, it's kind of bullshit, but you know, I could deal with it, I guess.
Still a bit damp there, isn't it? Have you brought your wellies? Now, proceed to the operating theater.
So unlike Killing Floor 1 and 2, where they had like easy mode, Killing Floor only has normal mode as the lowest difficulty. But yeah, the lowest difficulty available to Killing Floor 3 is normal mode. So you can't go any lower. It's kind of like how...
Thankfully, that neuroanalyzer still appears functional.
What was it? In the
Place the
Dark
brains on
Tide,
there.
you could only play now up to like, what was it?
The hypothalamus appears rather enlarged. That may account for their unusually aggressive
But
behavior.
yeah, you can only play up to like Uprising, where before you could like play up to the Sedition. The lowest you can play was Sedition. Dark Tide now, you can only play up to... Dark Tide now. So that is a new change from Killing Floor 1 and 2. You know, beginner/easy. Normal is the easiest to get. Which normal, early on right now with some of the classes, is actually pretty challenging. I need to go, shit. Yeah, I know my play right now isn't yet the spark of confidence. But you get what I'm trying to say. You could actually see right now the fact that you can see right now the fact that, you know, certain enemies
It was supposed to be light resistant.
This enemy, like, I don't remember.
Back in business in just a second.
But yeah. That enemy usually comes down to like the third wave in a like long match, whilst here every wave is up to like wave 6. Yeah, wave 6. Alright, but yeah, every difficulty goes up to wave 6, but to compensate for the fact that you're going up to maximum of 6, you are going to be facing, by difficulty I imagine, increasingly difficult enemies. Again, for example, I think like in theory wave 1 you'd see like Scrakes come sooner in some cases, and along with that you do actually need to play up to like a certain point where you can comfortably play at a
And thus, we resume.
but yeah, you do need to actually play the game like a little while to get like a healthy level of a certain class. Harder difficulties. That's not to say it will stop you, nor will it like disincentivize you from doing so. But it is kind of sort of like silently recommended a little bit.
He sure is muggy though.
Yeah, it's kind of like sort of like silently recommended that you like play the game a little while first before you actually like dive head into like hell on earth mode. I find it hilarious that the clots now have a fucking foreskin face. That is legitimately what.
With a cheese grater.
Yeah, that is legitimately like fucking best way to describe it. They literally have a foreskin face. Anytime they're trying to be intimidating and you know all of that, they just like have to like retract their skin a little bit, their foreskin face. Yeah, you see that? On one hand, it is disturbing. On the other hand, it's also hilarious just thinking about it. Just the fact that there's no better way to describe it than the fact that these guys are literally foreskin face. That's it. Once you get that in your head, it's like, yeah, no, there's no other way you can look at that.
Anything else around there that might be of use?
So this game does have a grinding mechanic attached to it, in which, as you clearly see with me destroying like various cameras and environments, it does incentivize players to, you know, engage with the world a bit, which is actually kind of interesting, to be honest. It's, you know, not the greatest, arguably some would say, but just as well, it does make things a lot more interesting and active, and you seeking out like things you can shoot out.
A goodbye, I'd say.
Yeah, but yeah, going around and shooting the environments, these are things you would, you know, already unconsciously do a little bit if you weren't actively seeking them out. So that's pretty interesting, I'd say, for Tripwire to do. I can't say it's a good or bad thing entirely, because it does incentivize players to play a specific way and like grinding out for certain things and materials. But at the same time, if you're like playing normally, you know, just going around shooting stuff and such, then it really isn't much of a difference majorly, other than maybe every now and then just like kill for
Run along.
interesting the fact that right now that Tripwire, the current iteration right now, the fact that Tripwire is focused less on the quantity of guns you have right now, and more of the quality of what you can do with them. More interesting to see what Tripwire is incentivizing all players to do with individual weapons rather than have like them rely on like one huge meta gun. You know? I mean, there's probably still going to be something like that for some like games, right? Undoubtedly, because some people are going to like say like, "This is we're going to make the best gun take on hell on earth," or something like that, you know? Some people are gonna probably still like write down like, oh yeah, no, this is how you make the best super ultra mega gun, DEFCON 20 resistance type of thing, you know? Oh, Cheeser says, hey there. Hello to you too, Cheeser. It's been a while.
No room to swing a dead cat in here.
Alrighty. Alrighty.
Looks like you're low on grenades, Specialist.
Alright, let's see. What can I pick up? Nothing right now. Actually, real quick, let me showcase at the very least the fact that you can pick up other class weapons, technically. Alright, but yeah, you can actually pick up like other class weapons here, though. It's really, it is actually like legitimately great. I'm not sure how to feel about the. Was I Cheeser is asking, was I late to the gun discussion? Kinda, sorta, a little bit. I was talking about older guns, specifically like one British service rifle. Specifically, let me look it up. Let's see. Oh, there we go. I was talking about the Enfield. Yeah, there we go. I was talking about the Enfield L82A1 a while ago, and how that the Enfield L82 was like dog shit or something, and the fact that a German gun company had to like go in and fix it to make it better was hilarious. Caesar says he's playing Feature Lab. Oh, not bad. Yeah. Deadeye, but Zed time. That's it, really. Although that is a common mechanic.
A perfect Yorker.
Good work.
Here's the scrape. Give me a sec. Let me see if I can, like... Alright, there we go. I'm not sure if I'm barely more audible over the music now, but let me also do some extra stuff on my end. Alright, there we go. I think it should be slightly better. I'm not sure. Pounded.
Stop now. Pod is open.
Alrighty. Oh god, fucking flesh pounds. Great. Alrighty, so yeah, I was just talking about like the Lee Enfield, not the Lee Enfield, the Enfield's LED 2 earlier, and that's really about it. Let me think. What else was I really? I want to buy a. There we go. Time to buy as my writing. This apparently one of my writing classes called a shit gun. Yay. Anyway.
Last wave, team.
Oh, second to last wave. Oh, that's right. We're only working up to like wave 6. Elaborate, why is it called a shit gun? No, it's not even because it's a shit gun, really. It's kind of sort of like an inside joke with me, the fact that when I took a writing class in college, one of the examples of like doing a proofread, but yeah, doing like a proofread and like, apparently someone is like, has like written, instead of shotgun, it's shit gun, which I found hilarious to me. It's just like, that's why I like sometimes like jokingly call shotguns shit guns. This is a good time to whip out the drone. It's better for character development. I guess. Oh. Better take advantage of the execution. Yeah,
Fuck off, you great love.
Oh, God, I lucked out. That was an even taller drop than I expected. I don't know how I survived that, but I'm happy I did. You just see, I just like to imagine you see Foster like clamber down. Jeez, dude, are you claim mashing? I'm just mashing WASD and just hoping that I strafe away from the problem. That's really about it. Killing machine. Yeah, it's only because I'm playing on normal mode. That's really about it. Can't play on hard mode just yet because I need more levels and I need more power. Let's see. Go. Gotta invest in the impact grenades.
That did it.
Shit, he's angry. I'm running out of health. Fuck.
Up you come.
Oh, motherfucker. Fuck.
I seem to have suffered some grievous.
Ah, damn it. I got wiped. Fuck. Flesh pound me too hard.
Phased array radar systems fell out of
Got me
favor
all
with
lubed up
56.
and everything. Damn it.
Them would harness such an outdated technology.
Lubed up with my own blood, that
Return
is.
to base. I think we all know where our path next leads.
Jeez, they're just like saying, hey, yo.
We've reason to suspect that a broadcast originating from Carmichael Radar
They
Annex
would-
is behind the uptick in Zerg's
survived.
behavior. It's imperative that you shut it down immediately.
Alrighty. Let me see. What do I want to get right now? So off rip right now, Killing Floor, compared to Killing Floor 2, does now have like a battle pass system, in which I know that some people are gonna hold some contention against that, and for good reason. I'm not gonna pretend it's like anything great or revolutionary. Can you say that on my Christian Minecraft Discord Roblox? Oh, sweet. Alright, but yeah. Let me see. So I know that people do have some contentious thoughts against having like an in-game shop and a battle pass system. I will concede this notion right now. I also have my misgivings as well. Although I would like to point out that this is probably a step up better from how Killing Floor 2 handled monetization. Which, need I remind people that there was a loot box system in that game? Original idea, skin crates. Yeah, no, that's... Unironically, that's how Killing Floor 2 operated in terms of its, like, in-game monetization. They legitimately, like, did, like, what CSGO did. Where they had, like, skin crates, and you had to pay for the fucking keys to get those skin crates. And then afterwards, it was just like, God, fucking really? So... I want to say this is like a step up, but that's not really the right word to describe it. At the very least, you paid directly for what you get, instead of doing what Killing Floor 2 did, which is like, yeah. Why would people buy them? It's just cosmetic. Because people want to look fly as fuck, is what they want. And yeah, that's really about it. They just want to look fly as hell. People are vain. I should know. I'm among one of them that are vain. Alright. Alright, so, real quick. Time to do some playing around right now with some stuff. So this is the starting weapon. The X295 Wrath. I have no idea what this gun is based off of. Like, legitimately. Yeah, so I have no idea what this gun is based off of. This is a complete anomaly to me. But yeah, this gun is a complete anomaly to me. I have no clue where it came from or what it's based off. I tried looking it up and nobody can give me a straight answer either. So this is actually... I'm trying to think right now. This is the replacement for the variety of weapons that people usually like to get. In Killing Floor 2, I think there was like over like what was it like? I think it was like 36 weapons spread across the board for each class in Killing Floor 2, as well as even Killing Floor 1, which was like 12, I think. However, in Killing Floor 3, you only get like, let's see, 4 each. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you have 24 weapons, so that's 24 weapons. I think it's like a step down from what Killing Floor 2 had on Yeah, it's a step down from what Killing Floor 2 had from what Killing Floor 2 had on launch, but yeah. In exchange for the quantity, you now have specifically quality over it. So that's great. Just use a wolf. It has 3 attack damage, 4 health, and only costs 2 blood. What? Oh. Well. Maybe another time. Alright, but yeah. Inscription is such a good game. Inscription, let me see.
Marked it.
Let's see, inscription. Oh yeah, that one. You know, I should probably put that on my wish list, actually.
This way. Follow the ping.
Alrighty. Let's go to the radar.
VTOL's ready. Let's get going.
Alright, so now I have like 3 grenades now that I can throw at my feet. So that's good, I guess. There is one thing I'm trying to like really like think of like positive things to say about Killing Floor 3. Because there are actual... Music has no right to slap this hard. Yeah. Music is good. But in terms of like actual raw gameplay, there are some things that I do want to at least point out that are positive. I would say this is like a sort of somewhat healthy-ish evolution of how Killing Floor 1 and 2 handles. It feels fast enough where it's on par with Killing Floor 2. It has like certain modern amenities that do bring it up to standard to like other FPS games. For example, the ability to like have all this like movement stuff, dodging, sliding, and all that jazz. So that's pretty cool. Weapon customization, some might not like and want like more weapons to play around with. I honestly do like the weapon customization over having like, you know, a dozen different weapons that I have to like buy after the fact. This time around, I actually get to choose what weapon I start off with. So in this case, you know, I'm working with the stock X295 Wrath right now. But you know, in theory, I could like have like a modified starter version up and ready. Alright, let's buy myself the custom version of the weapon I have. Alright, so this is the custom weapon I was working with, as well as even before, I should remark as well. So this has a extended magazine, armor-piercing rounds, laser dots, a laser module, as well as having a fast receiver increasing the rate of fire. So suffice to say, this is a pretty much tuned-up starter weapon.
Well then, shall we continue? I might investigate the morgue. There should be plenty of dead people
This weapon, compared to the weapon I was using before, which was Stormbringer, otherwise known as like the F90 in real life, because that is the base model it's originally based off of. The F90 is a pretty good gun, actually. I do think it is actually based on the Steyr AUG of the Steyr AUG weapon, which I do believe the manufacturer is the same.
Dig around inside that clock. See what the little miscreant's been up to.
Oi! Somebody put that...
Seems he had a taste for finger food. Pocket that appendage for the time being, would you?
Clean headshot. Great aim.
Great aim, my ass. That was just me shooting at the sky.
She's a right little crap.
I do wonder if Tripwire is gonna add like new starter weapons for this game. Because as much as I like the X295 Wrath or Wraith, I do prefer having like more variety. It's like me playing Killing Floor 2 and then throughout the entire game, I'm just using the starting commando weapon, the AR-15 Varmint, which is fire 9mm AR-15. It's not bad in theory, but it does get like practically like boring to use constantly.
Wave clear.
Ugh, jeez. Acidic Assault, bloat, and ballistic damage boost. Excellent, I'm using a ballistic damage weapon. Yeah, so I am wondering what they'll add for like starter weapons for classes across the board.
Make sure to grab enough grenades.
Can I have that monogrammed?
You know what, I can't say no to an FN Scar with a drum mag. So this is the FN Scar. As you clearly what's that gun? Looks cool. F90? This gun specifically is the FN Scar Mark 17 version. There is a Mark 16 version chambering the AR-15's 5.56, or the M16 or M4's 5.56.
Marvelous.
But this one specifically chambers the 7.62 by 51. Although this is a futuristic version of the FN's, yeah, this is the futuristic version of the FN Scar. So I'm trying to remember specifics about what makes this one different. I think it is supposed to be like a railgun, with the way that there's more kinetic parts attached to it. But the same principle is still here.
Hold on, I'm reloading.
There is something I would like to praise about this game, that there is now more points of egress from areas. So instead of you being like sort of like bottleneck and like trapped in one area, here there is more obvious points of exits. Before, I would like to think there is a few ways you get about it, but it would always be like kind of clunky, as you would have to time your jumps. Well, so now you can like advance a little bit.
Fantastic!
Oh, and, Sorry, right now I'm just now befuddled a little bit by the reload animation of the FN Scar I got in my hands. Because the way that it just seemingly reloaded, it supposedly used the, what was it, mag release of the gun. But I'm not seeing a mag release on it right now. I mean, technically used the bolt catch, but I'm not sure that's how it works. Cheezer asked, what is the
Help
story of
open
this
grenades
game?
while you're at the machine.
The story of this game is that you're playing a... You're set in the far future of a world that is gone to shit. And now you're pretty much playing cleanup and sort of peacekeeping. So, let me break it down, because the story goes like... I'm not sure like deep is the right word to describe it, but it does go like far back a little bit. The first official Killing Floor 1 game starts off similarly enough to like the 28 Days Later movies. So pretty much a bunch of people in a lab fucked around, and then a viral outbreak came out and infected a good chunk of like Britain / London. And so as a result, zombies have become a thing, and now they've broken out. Killing Floor 2 specifically revolves around the idea, the fact that everything has become post-apocalyptic, and now everyone is like stuck in cleanup crew mode, trying to stop this full-blown undead invasion from taking over the world entirely. And so Killing Floor 3 is kind of sort of set in the same vein, but now it's set in the far future where everything has changed. I guess if I were to gauge what the world of Killing Floor 3 is like, is that some sense of normality has returned, but now the world is locked in this sort of like biological warfare state where people now fear the dead. Yeah, what
You got a breath like an old dog.
now people are like sort of like, you know, they're aware of what's going on just as well. Yeah, just as well. You're also kind of like stuck here in this sort of limbo state. Zombies? Yes and no. They share the traits of zombies, but they're not exactly zombies, as some might say. They are first and foremost biological weapons, but yeah, no, they are still zombies at the end of the day. Human genetically manufactured zombies, but zombies still. Let's not beat around the bush and claim otherwise now, shall we?
Time to restock.
Alrighty. Okay, so let's see. I do want to pick up like an extra gun. That's why. Alright, here we go.
Last wave incoming.
I do like how the map is actually now. So I'll complain about the original, about the beta test that came out for Killing Floor 3, was that the maps were too clean, gore wasn't enough, and everything was just like sort of like too clean, as I said. I do like that now everything is much more bloody and dirty a little bit. Not even just the fact that there's like bodies strung about like a sadist. Well, out of context, someone's gonna say like, oh man, Hart really loves the fact that there's like dead bodies. Remember in Dead Space where he was like saying, I love how in terms of like environmental storytelling, it's great, and just like hear some guy yelling over like an audio log. It's like, oh my god, why? Oh, this guy slammed his head into a wall. Oh my god. But yeah, no, in terms of like actual, in terms of now environments as here. This is, from what I've seen, a huge step up from what was initially shown earlier this year. Oh my god, a foreskin face just came up behind me. Getting money in this game is actually kinda easier than it was in previous games. Which is both a good and a bad thing.
Odds open. Who's in the mood to spend some dosh?
Cheese Drip asked, wait, hold up, a what? A what face? You heard me. Foreskin face. I wish I was bullshitting as well, but that is legitimately like a joke the community made too. Hold on, let me see if I could like pull up like some fourth W superhero. Anyway, let me pull up some footage real quick. Let me see if I could find it.
Brooklyn.
Let me see. Let's see if I can pull up some. So this is like official footage as well. So let me see if I can find it. Let's see. Come on. Let me see. Where's the Zeds? Was it Gorefast? No, that's not right. Where is it? There's like legitimately like a specific trailer that showed off fucking one of the Zeds, and it's literally the first thing people made fun of is just like this fucking retractable face and everything. Let's see, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Cyst. There we go. So this is like legit fucking word of God a little bit, I guess you could say. I mean, it's creepy on one hand, but the other hand, it's also kind of sort of hilarious, too. Face. Bro, think he's scary. And then face foreskin. They did circumcise the Siskiyou 3. Oh shit. But yeah, that's what says me on Monday. But yeah, that is a legit reveal they used for Killing Floor 3. And it's hilarious as shit. Fucking showing off the fucking cyst, and it's like it shows the cyst and it's like, again, foreskin face. Oh jeez.
Our hiatus concludes. Now proceed to the shooting.
Alright, we're on the final
See if we can find any
final
evidence of
wave
our
right now.
investigators.
What time is it right now? You know, I wasn't planning on it to be this long, but you know, let's go for like one more after this. So the Chimera. Let's see.
Now search the area. I suspect we'll find those same markings we found at the factory.
Oh, shit. There we go. Gotta love that Z-Time. Pack 2 guns this time as well. Never have enough ammo. So this is the F90 bullpup assault rifle. Nope. Speaker sounds like M. Yeah, no, that's why I made it point out a little bit. Just have M from 007. Judi Dench just freaking giving me orders. Does that make Foster Daniel Craig then? Yay, we did it. The Chimera is dead. Alrighty. That's just a theory. It's just a theory, the end. Alrighty. Let's do one more match, shall we? I was planning on switching gears over to Arcanum, but... Oh, the betrayal! But that's just a theory. And that's it, it's just a theory, the end. Alright, let's see. Extended coverage, 2 additional seconds. Acid cloud increased by 25. Alright, there we go. Getting myself, yeah, just getting myself a throwable. Alrighty, so let's see, what can I pick up from this? Let's see here. So far, I'm just gonna assume the fact that this is like season 1, so to speak, of... This is season 1 of the Battle Pass supply drop for Killing Floor 3. So they're not really going all out in like any like distinct manner. So far they're keeping it tamed, grounded, so to speak. So yeah, so far the cosmetics are just like, you know, additional stuff. If there's one thing that should be remarked and praised on, so to speak, is the fact that Killing Floor 3, while having a battle pass system, does not have a time limit attached to it, it seems. So this is me drawing from Tripwire's previous game. What was it? I think it was not Mordhau, as much as people would like that. No, it was Chivalry 2. I know that Chivalry 2 had a battle pass system as well, and that 2 didn't have a. That 2 as well didn't have a finite amount of time. It was actually unlimited as well, from what I remember, and remember seeing as well. So, I guess kudos to Tripwire for at least keeping that standard, which should have been the universal standard in the first place. Alright, let's see. You know, it's been a... May as well try and dick around a little bit with some of these weapons. Let's see. I'll make a drum mag for my... Yeah, just make a drum mag for this thing. Yeah. Let's see. Fast action receiver. Fire rate. Damage. Get some armor-piercing rounds in this bitch. This thing's shooting like frickin' 762 by 51. May as well commit to the bit. There we go, Scar Maker. If anything's gonna hurt like a bitch, that is. Let me pull some stuff off of this thing. X295 Wraith. Puncher, the end. Just call it that. Should be cheap enough for me to buy actually from the beginning as well, so there's that. Let's see. Oh, I don't have... Yeah, okay, so specifically I need to get the... Okay. Alright, fine game, be that way. See if I care. Alright, so now that we got this settled, can I actually upgrade this further? Let's see, 45 recoil reduction, and speed will actually increase. Okay, I'll take that. And I need to get more eyes for me to decrease a lot of these penalties. Okay. If there's anything I'd like to say about the FN Scar is that it's a very attractive looking gun. Let me see if I can get something new from my... No, I can't. Okay. All I can get is just some armor-piercing rounds and that's it. I just realized that the Bloodhound is based off the... Yeah, the Bloodhound is based off the P320. And the P320, from what I actually just watched a video of before, apparently there's like a litany of issues with it right now. You could just tap it and it just goes off, which is a huge safety issue.
All hands to the VTOL. Let's move. Have a nice flight.
Alright, operational costs. So far I only have enough to buy my puncher, which is good enough for me, I guess. Extended magazine and armor-piercing rounds. What more could a growing boy need? Other than maybe have it mixed in with hollow points.
Don't forget, we're the baddest bunch around. Well, maybe a few exceptions.
I'm well-traveled, guys.
Search the area. Let's see if our scientist is still among the living.
No, he's dead. Deader than Elvis.
Perhaps they were attempting to warn the military about R&D Red.
Oh god! Oh god, I'm surrounded! Oh. Alrighty.
Very good. Huh. Seems our scientist did have a military contact. Hold for a moment, would you?
I wonder if I could get a drum mag on this thing. Probably costs less. Should really look into the cost of it. See how much it'll come out to be. Anyway, let's see. Oh wow, I could just buy off rip my stuff. Okay.
That's a bit of alright.
No funny image? Okay. Yeah, if you posted a link, I'm trying to remember, I specifically had like so that links just wouldn't be shown. It's mostly just because the amount of times there are bot links sent, that's why it's like on by default. So you sent something that was like genuinely there, so yeah. Apologies about that.
Thank you kindly for your patience. I suspect our R&D Red rabble-rousers were behind this. Proceed to the communications tower.
Oh, baby, yeah, look at this. One could say it's better than sex, but I have never known what sex was in the first place. Alrighty, let's see. It says intercept covert message. I don't know how I'm gonna get that though. Oh, okay.
Hey,
just right there.
So I took care of Hildern and his guy. Before we do the next thing, remember to turn off the security camera back at the office. I would have, but I'm a biochemist. Computers aren't really, you know, my thing.
We're something stab-resistant specialist. We're reading an impaler somewhere in your general vicinity.
And shred, shred, shred.
Ciao!
By the way, some people say that all that goofy music, it's no longer scary. Yeah, no. Yeah, no, I don't think this game was meant to be scary natively. I mean, if you probably turn down the music, it does come out to be like a sort of desperate fight for survival type of thing. I think even in Killing Floor 1 to some extent, while it can be scary, with just the fact that there's like a shitload of like rock music going off in the back, does kind of sort of undercut it a little bit. Probably by intention, though, so, you know, all things considered, it's probably a win on that front. But again, that's kind of the whole point. To be fair, though, by like the last third of like 28 days later, it does kind of sort of go from like a struggle survival to then all of a sudden, like out of sort of left field,
I hope that wasn't too expensive.
fucking Scarecrow from Batman fights off against the, what was it, like the rebooted Doctor or the Lieutenant. I don't remember his name, but yeah, those two like sort of face off. I know that canonically from the movie shows and details,
Good one.
from what I remember, the canonical ending for 28 Days Later was that Cillian Murphy comes out on top and kills Doctor Who and like tries to hail for evac from the zombie apocalypse. And I know that in alternate ending, it's actually the other way around, where Cillian Murphy gets kidnapped by Doctor Who and is like sort of like strapped to a table and sort of forced to slowly become a zombie. You said Doctor Who, you gotta make attention. He wasn't really paying attention. What are you talking about? So I'm talking about 28 Days Later, how the actor, or one of the actors for Doctor Who was playing the antagonist in 28 Days Later, and that there are two endings to 28 Days Later. One of them was where Cillian Murphy, Scarecrow from Batman Begins, like defeats the Doctor Who, for lack of a better word, and hails for evacuation from London. And then an alternate ending for 28 Days Later, Doctor Who kidnaps Cillian Murphy and slowly but surely turns him into a zombie because he was exposed to Rage, which was the virus's name in 28 Days Later. The whole sequence, is pretty much what, yeah, the whole sequence between Cillian Murphy and the Doctor Who actor was pretty much like, had like rock music sort of playing out, which is sort of the inspiration from the first person, if I'm not mistaken. It's just like so hilarious. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if Masterson. I wouldn't be surprised if Masterson was actually based off of that character specifically. You mean Christopher Eccleston? Let me look that up, just to make sure. Yes, that one. Christopher Eccleston. The Ninth Doctor, yes, that is him.
Well, that worked.
It's kind of wild how that panned out a little bit as well when I'm thinking about it. When did the reboot for Doctor Who come out? Because that must have been after. That must have been before 28 Days Later, and that would have just been hilarious just to see a little bit that Doctor Who was actually someone who played in a zombie movie. You mean Doctor Who was a mean guy all along? Yeah. Fortunately, that was an alternate ending. I don't believe that one was really used in the subsequent sequel films. 28 months later and then 28 years later. I can't wait to watch 28 decades later, if that ever comes out. God. 28 decades later. Ugh, jeez. So stupid, but 28 milliseconds later. 20 milliseconds later, oh my god. The rage virus exists. Alright, so this is the F90 assault rifle, technically. Despite it being called Stormbringer, yes, I know it's called Stormrunner online, but because I need it to be something else. Cheesedrip says, Rage virus is such a strange name for a pathogen. Well, from what I understand from 28 Days Later, in both the intro and otherwise, does it make people angry? Yes, actually, that is the whole point of, that is sort of one of the symptoms of the Rage virus for 28 Days Later's world continuity. The whole thing revolves around the fact that, I'm trying to remember specifically, scientists in a lab were trying to make primates angry and make them feel rage or something like that. Hence it's called the Rage virus. However, because it was experimented on sapients, and the closest relative to human is a monkey, it did result in it jumping quicker to people. And so the whole thing, despite it being a zombie film, is the fact that the Rage virus is less so a traditional zombie, and more of like a rage-fueled monstrosity that's trying to infect people in ways that a human can, such as biting, liquid transmissions, and such. So yeah. Imagine crashing out as a virus. Oh my god. That's Twitter. Yeah, no, that's just Twitter right there.
Reloading now. Marvelous.
Hello. Goodbye. You mean X? Yeah, sure, whatever. Potato, potato. Fucking... I fail to see the difference other than the fact that Elon Musk is in charge. Ugh, jeez. Let's see.
Top drawer.
Alrighty. Got as much ammo as I can right now, so kick off. Impaler. Oh boy.
Now locate the horned nuisance and neutralize it on sight.
So far, I've only seen 3 bosses: the Chimera and the Nest. Cheesedrip says, if I had a nickel for every time hear someone correct someone calling it Twitter, I have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot. It was weird that it happened twice. Oh, please. Cheesedrip, you're being modest. You have more than a dozen nickels. See him. I'm still gonna shoot him. needs to aim when I have overwhelming patrician firepower?
I'm reloading and I'm doing
There we go. Being blind isn't gonna stop me from pulling the trigger. Sounds about right. Yay! I did it! We did it, guys! Yay! Mission accomplished. American flag. In this case, I'm not playing an American, I'm playing a British person. So it would be the Union Jack. I still can't believe for what was it, Burkina Faso, the fact that the way that they have the end mission screen is literally, you know, the fact that Burkina Faso's radical insurgency has like literally fucking American flag, mission accomplished. It's great. But Foster sounds Scottish. Well, if you know what they say, potato, potato, some would say. Alright, let's see here. Alright, so throwables. What's the next evolution? Just pretty much full immunity from my own grenade? That'd actually be great, actually. Grenade explosion spawn 3 smaller grenades. Ooh, now that's interesting. So I could get myself a impact grenade with clusters. That's great. No, you're shooting yourself in the foot. Sounds about right. Let's see. Alright, yeah. So once more, let's go over the characters we have on hand. So this is the character, Main Man Foster. The main character. This is John Killingfloor. We have Delvin, a woman. That's it. That's all she is. We have Imran, a man. That's it. That's all he is. We have Luna, woman too. That's it. That's all she is. Nakata, the ninja. That's really all I could actually tell you. I wish I could tell you more. And we have Obi. He's not the one, but he's Obi. Foster, the dude who's we've established as James to be Bond James. We have Cordelia, the director and founder of Nightfall, who is M. Horzin's granddaughter, Horzing co-founder Kevin Clamley's considerable fortune. Porter inheritance to a resistance paramilitary group to right her family's wrongs. Oh. So we have N. So we have M and now we have N. We need another M to make this whole rounded. We have Rhodes. Who is she? I have no idea. We have Hobbes, Medford, and Moorcroft. Who the fuck are these 3 assholes? Anyway, Foster, the main character, let's be honest. No one's gonna be playing as anyone else because nobody gives a shit. Except for maybe Nakata, because he's the faceless one. Everyone's gonna play as Foster. So we have Clots, we have Crawlers, we have Cysts, otherwise known as Foreheads. Look at Blindo Baggins. We have, oh wow, look at that. The bloats got their throat ripped out so they could spew acid. Gorefasts, husks, sirens. Yeah, the husks come out earlier this time around. Flesh Pound. Looks like he's not bringing anyone to Pound Town, that's for sure. Smooth as a Ken doll down there. Impaler. Scrake. Yeah. Scrake. Meyer Clot. Meyer Cyst. Oh, look at that. He's got his testicles out and everything. Queen Crawler and a Chimera. So we have 3 bosses that you take on usually. So usually you're gonna see the Crawler Queen, the Chimera, and the Impaler. So those are the 3 bosses that you're gonna face off. Everything else is kind of sort of like, just whatever. It should be called epidermal incision cysts. You're not wrong. Oh, jeez. It's permanently retracted and everything. You know, it's kind of weird seeing the siren look like that. Not even because it's ugly, but just because originally it was supposed to be based off the antagonist's wife. Or his ex-wife, I should say. So now it's weird kind of seeing the fact they have, like, face panels and everything, you know? Yeah. Alright, so let's see what we got. So for guns, we have the X295 Wraith. I have no idea what this is based off of, so don't ask me. The Storm Guard, which is the F90 I mentioned previously. The weapon that's pretty much a Steyr AUG beefed up. The Scar Mark 17, in which I just realized just now there's a fucking like switch on it. There's like an on and off switch, which I imagine it's probably to power the Gauss rifle thing. Battle Royale of the Casino starring Donald Craig as Bond James. But yeah, no, so this is just the FN Scar Mark 17 with some bits and pieces attached to it. Oh man, I have no idea what this is based off of specifically. It looks like one of the shotguns, like the Saiga 12, but it's obviously not. I think it's based off an RPK. Let me double check. Yeah, I think it's supposed to be based off like one of the RPK models specifically. I'm seeing like some stuff that's like RPK 16 or something. But yeah, I think this is pretty much supposed to be based off the RPK. Yeah, the RPK light machine gun. And then the Bloodhound P330 or P330. This is pretty much based on the real world P320, which is notorious for misfiring right now. Brimstone, I think that's an actual industrial tool. That is I want to say it's kind of sort of just like a mashup between like one of the Remington shotguns. And M and N. N as M, and Benefit Cucumber as Blowfield. So we have the Incinerator M7, which is just a flamethrower, and then another flamethrower. And that's just a normal 357 Magnum, just with pieces attached to it. We have the Contech CSG. I think this is supposed to be based off one of the bullpup shotguns. Let me see. So, let me see. I think this is based off the AR-12 bullpup shotgun. I don't know shotguns that much, so if I'm incorrect on assessment. Let me see. Magazine. Yeah. I'm picking up AR-12 shotgun. There's a few others I could probably point out, like for example, if this gun magazine's anything to go off of, MKA 1923. But yeah, bullpup shotgun. This is based off the. Let me see. It's not the Saiga 12. It's the Fostech. Let me see. Fostech Origin 12. There we go. That's the one I was thinking of. So this is based off the Fostech Origin 12, the way that the shotgun is just modeled off of a little bit. Grenade launcher, I don't know specifically what model of grenade launcher it is. It's definitely not the revolving one that I'm thinking of. I think it's based off like one of the other ones. I think this is supposed to be an electric fueled gun and a top loader submachine gun. It's a machine pistol, so theoretically a P90, but nothing that I can name off the top of my head. Oh wait, no, I think I know what. I think I have an idea. It is a top loading. Let me see. It is based off one of the Keltec pistols, I think. I think it's the... I think it might be based off the P50 pistol, actually. Not entirely, but the top-loading element is not far off from how it is. You could say P90, but I'm gonna say P50, because it is technically a pistol. So there's that. Oh, sniper rifles. Even more weapons I don't know off the top of my head. Yeah, I have no idea what any of these are based off of. Obviously, I don't know what this one's based off of, but I think I know what this one is based off loosely. Let me see if I could look it up, because I know, I recognize some of these models. I think that's based off like the ARX 50 or something. Let me see. Bullpup sniper rifle. So it's either Let me look around real quick. So I'm looking it up, and it's possibly based off the. Let me see. Oh, I think it's based off the HTI heavy caliber. If I could find a name designation for it, no, it's just called. Alright, so it's probably based off the HTI 50 caliber, although I highly doubt something like this is just gonna be 50 caliber. It's probably like a higher caliber. Yeah, it looks like one of those thick wrenches with those mouths. Yeah. Alright, I can probably guess this is based off the marksman variant of the Steyr AUG, because I know there's like a marksman version of it somewhere. I have no idea what this is based off of specifically. Could be an SKS, could be a freaking, could be, you know, some other weapon. I really don't know. And this is just a revolver. Don't ask me what model it is again. Ah, yes, swords. This is katana. This is Naruto. This is compound bow. This is also katana. This is shuriken. Oh, it's a kunai. This is just straight up fucking Naruto shuriken, isn't it? Or whatever the fuck it was. You know how, like, what was it, Minato uses one of those, what was it? Fucking, what was his weapon of choice? Yeah, the kunai. Yeah, there we go. It's a fucking, it is a kunai, but it's supposed to be like one of those like fucking tri-prong kunais. Oh god. Alright, so we're almost done. Oh, now this one's actually kind of easy. It's the MAC-10, just with bits and pieces attached to it. So MAC-10, particle accelerator, and the bastardized version of an MP5. God, that is just miserable to look at. Then we have, it's not a BFG, but it is something. So yeah. And then we have the KH-380, in which specifically I think this is a 22 pistol. Where's the tactical nuke? Cheese your bass. I have no idea. Unfortunately, they took away heavy ordnance for now, so there's no RPG that I could just like whip out in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, real quick, I do want to try and use... What is this? Yeah, there we go. Let me see what we got real quick. What the fuck are these two weapons? So this is the medical gun. Yeah. Oh, it's a laser rifle. Okay. So it's LX's rifle from Nikkei. Change my mind and convince me that's not the case. And then we have Ifrit, in which, if the name's anything to go by, it's... Oh, it's a particle rifle. Okay. Yep. Particle rifle. It's not bad. Not my cup of tea, though. Reload's really good, though. And then, creme de la creme, P320. I find it hilarious that there's a freaking... There's a rack there. Yeah, there's a... What was it? There's a charging handle on a pistol when the entire thing is for you to, like, slide back the slide to freaking load around. But I guess because you're gonna be in the heat of battle, you're gonna be facing off like a dozen different things. And then this is the KH-380, in which it's the long 22 pistol, I believe. Wait, hold on. How the fuck does that reload? Oh, I see. Okay. Is this working right? Just proceeds to misfire on my foot. What is this anyway? Let me see. What is this? Yep, top loader, like I expected. And it is an auto pistol, too. So it's either based off the P90 or, like I mentioned before, the P50. Which I don't know if there's an automatic version of. Let me double check. 5.7 semi-automatic pistol by Keltec. The same people that brought you the KSG-12. I'm not sure this is auto fire capable. I don't think it is, because you would need to get like a special license, but yeah. So yeah, so it's pretty much just a P90 in pistol form, which isn't bad, to be honest. It is, as is, pretty good. Although it is jarring to see it be as compact as it is. Guys, I'm gonna be using the Naruto weapons, guys. Shuriken. Where am I getting these from? And then the kunais. Just throwing them. Oh, I can use them as melee weapons too. That's pretty cool. Can I use the shurikens as... No, I can't. Okay, that's bullshit. Rasenga. Date Bayo. God. I have not watched Naruto in a long time. I'm just spewing shit out that I know. Alright, I'm done. So I'm gonna stream again possibly tomorrow. I don't even watch anime. But yeah, I'm probably gonna stream again tomorrow, Arcanum. So this was a nice little intermission. Honestly, I think Killing Floor 3 is pretty good. It's definitely an evolution of Killing Floor 1 and 2. People are gonna probably defend Killing Floor 2 a lot more comparatively. But I think Killing Floor 3 is at the very least a worthy enough sequel that on launch it is going to be it is probably going to need to have some time put into it. But what is available as serving, what is available on serving right now for Killing Floor 3 is pretty decent, I'd say. At the very least for the start. Here's hoping that Tripwire does get something out within the next quarter or so for the game. And yeah, I'll see you tomorrow for Arcanum. And Cheese Drip says, I like Ready or Not. I like watching you play it. Oh boy. I gotta get into... I'm not sure if I should get into playing Ready or Not again. After what happened with the censorship and some of the content, gameplay-wise it's still great, but everything else about it is just kind of downgraded since... And yes, that is me being kind of elitist about it, but still. All things considered, it was still... I should probably get around to playing it at some point. Anyway, thanks for stopping by. Hope you enjoyed the stream. If you want to see more, I'll be picking this up tomorrow for Arcanum. I don't know what time. Hopefully I'll be able to do it sometime in the afternoon. But yeah. So, till then, I'll see you in the next one. That being tomorrow, whenever I can get to it. And yeah, till then, take care of yourselves. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.